Josh, this is attempt number, like 4 or something of getting a set of getting an intro soundbite to turn into an actual intro a little ditty at the beginning as an intro. Okay, you ready for this one?
I am.
You're telling me there's car news?
There's a script, isn't there? Racing game news.
And even goddamn motorsports news all this week on the talk show. And there you go. Welcome back to the Talk Show podcast, a podcast for all things car culture, racing games, and motorsports. And there's actually a bit of damn news this week. It's an interesting thing because what does it take to kill a car company, Josh? What do you think it takes to kill a car company?
Being British.
That too. Honestly, yeah. At this point, it's well, unless you get bought out by like China or BMW,
Yeah, basically.
I guess. Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
See, the thing is, things that it could take to kill a car company. And I'd say there's 4 things. Coincidentally, looking at this week's topics, there's 4 things that it could take to kill a car company. Switching to EV, which
yeah, that's a big one.
Porsche's getting hit by that one pretty badly. I don't think they're gonna die, but they're taking the brunt of that one. Polestar is in the mud. You could absolutely overprice your cars. You could go way too high trim, not have a backup, and charge your cars at $250,000. So there's that's probably a way to kill a car company.
Yeah.
Making a car that could kill you. Making a car with...
Could sell that as an incentive.
True. This is the real adrenaline junkies car, you know?
Yeah.
Making a car... You know what? That's actually quite smart. See, if the car kills everyone before everyone can kill the company. So
exactly.
There you go. Making a fault in a car that is so catastrophic it threatens the lives of the drivers due to how poorly designed this car is. Or the 4th and final thing that it could take to kill a car company. A YouTuber goes, this thing kind of stinks. And those
Yeah.
are the different ways to kill a car company. And we're going to talk about all of those this week on the Stick Drift podcast. What's your, pick your poison. Which first car company killing method are we going for first?
We'll go with bad reviews.
Oh, well, of course. Joined, as always, with my co-host Josh. I am Sid. Leave a like and leave your reviews. Leave a good review so we don't die, you know? Review on YouTube. Just leave a comment. Like the video. Share the podcast. Let your friends know about it. It's the way podcasts grow. And yeah, leave a review on Spotify and whatnot. We will probably expand to other podcast platforms eventually. Who knows? So speaking...
in 4 years at least.
Yeah, speaking of reviews... Very recently, there's been a bit of discussion, and the discussion isn't actually in the car world. It's in the, what would you even describe it as? AI...
Tech. It's more tech industry.
In the junk tech industry, I guess, really.
Yeah.
Like, so MKBHD, that's the person we're talking about here today. And I'll let you know who MKBHD is, because, of course, there's a chance you don't know him because this is a car podcast, not a tech podcast, but massive tech reviewer. He's been in the game for a very long time, right? He's been he's been hacking away at it for a very long time.
Over 10 years, I think.
Oh god, yeah, damn. Oh no, you know what? I saw a video as well, which was kind of cool. He celebrated his 100th video, and he mentions in his 100th video that he had 74 subscribers. So he chugged through. He saw bad numbers and he went nah.
Yeah.
You gotta respect it. But MKBHD has grown as a content creator for a little while now. And he has a lot of power. And that's kind of what this boils down to. Is how much power does bad reviews have? As this review was to do with an AI pin, which you can ask it what you're looking at, and it takes
Well,
longer than
in
if you...
theory, you could.
Yeah. Well, he asks it, and he manages to Google it before he can actually get the answer of what the thing he's looking at is. And most of it was just, these are all things your phone can do. And for, like, the time, it has, like, a hollow projector, and you put your hand up, and then your time comes... That bit's kind of cool, actually. I'm not gonna lie, that's kind of cool. You're telling me I can just put my hand up, and then my time's on my hand?
You can do that, so you can put your hand up.
Okay, yeah, watches... No, yeah, watches do happen to, Well, this review came out, and he titled it very negatively. He titled it, like, the worst thing I've reviewed so far, which lined up with a different review that he did on his other channel. But the big thing that happened with this, this post, this is the worst thing I'm reviewing, is people were like, damn, he's killing this company. This is seriously unethical to upload a review this negative when you have this much power. And it echoed his review on his other channel, called Autofocus?
Yeah.
And that's where a lot of the discussion came from, was because this... no, wait, he reviewed the Toyota BZ4X recently.
No, I think that was a paid promotion, if I remember correctly.
Was it? Oh, okay. So, this mirrored his review on the Fisker Ocean. This is the worst car I've ever reviewed. See, that one wasn't even so far. At least the tech guys got so far. Fisker.
I mean, the Fisker Karma was a trash piece of scrap the second that rolled off the production line. It makes sense that this is no different.
Yeah. So what happened with that is people started saying the moment he posted this video, Fisker's stock plummeted. It tanked. They, I believe, have they declared bankruptcy?
Why does it look like a Range Rover?
It does look like a Range Rover. Yeah, no, it does.
Is every new, like, knockoff car just a Range Rover now?
It's just a Range Rover. That's all you gotta do. It's either a Range Rover or, like, I don't know, an Escalade if you're American, I guess. I mean, even the new Jeeps.
No, it's not boxy enough.
No, yeah, true. The new Jeeps are like Range Rovers as well. It's everything's just becoming Range Rover.
Oh, apparently 4 automakers are in talks of buying Fisker. So.
Ah, okay.
They are doing great.
I'm baffled. They have even... Because the cars aren't worth anything. The cars aren't worth anything.
They'll be buying the tech for a dime a dozen. It'll be automakers
right?
that haven't got good EV advancements.
Yeah, right? Because, like, yeah, the car's not worth anything. The brand name's not worth anything. They're definitely killing it the moment they buy it. It's just I'm baffled they've got enough, like, tech stuff, tech knowledge, R&D done that they...
The car was good enough. It was the software that was the issue.
Ah, okay. Well, I mean, I suppose that could be
car companies that have software already.
Yeah.
So... I mean, it doesn't really matter how bad the software is if they could just...
yeah.
Well, I know a Honda ECU and it works.
So I actually watched the Fisker video. I don't really watch any autofocus, but I watched the Fisker video when it came out. I remember doing that. And were you following the situation as that one came around? The Fisker... MKBHD killing Fisker.
I mean, Fisker have just been tragic from the moment they were born.
Yeah.
Karma was tragically released, basically. It was hybrids, then it was EV only, and all the things were software controlled. None of the software ever worked. They're scrap, basically. And apparently the gist with this is it's the same thing. It's just a different shape.
Yeah. And
the software's tragic. It barely works.
And it's surprising that just bad software can make a car the worst car.
When everything's software controlled.
I guess
the only thing you interact. It's not like, oh, I want to turn the heater up, turn a dial. You have to go into the software and slide something.
YouTuber Drew Gooden made a really good video about that recently, just about how cars are getting dumber. And he mentioned that it's like, because everything's on the screens now, if your screen breaks, you just can't drive your car. Yeah. You can't drive the car if the screen breaks. Like, that's nuts. And the worst thing about it is that apparently, which I guess this makes sense, it's just he mentioned it, so I put the two and two together finally. Well, it's costs. It's cheaper to put it in the screen than to actually design the buttons. Apparently the buttons are just like a big amount of, like, you know,
argue depends on the brand.
Yeah.
Because Renault still put everything on buttons. I imagine because they outright refuse to hire a software developer to develop it all to be in screens.
Good on them.
It's probably cheaper to reuse a 30-year-old piece of plastic than it is hire someone for a year to develop a button in a screen to do
it. Exactly. But yeah, it's silly to me. It's silly that everything.
I suppose it is at the end of the day cost. It's much cheaper manufacturing wise if you already have the base software for it to be done on the screen to just have a complete flat piece of molded plastic for the center console and the dash. It's just cheaper to produce.
Your screen breaking and that meaning that you just can't drive your car.
Yeah,
it's insane. So this Range Ocean or whatever this thing is,
it has Evoque headlights. I can't unsee that.
Yeah, no, they're really Evoque headlights. They evoke, truly. But that was a good one. But the Fisker Ocean, the thing was, and that MKBHD rightly pointed out, is that they were already in a free fall way before he made the video on him. I think things just lined up really unfortunately.
Oh yeah, they were in the bin. Like they were never going to sell any of these.
They were already plummeting, and they were already below this certain threshold. But when MKBHD made his video, it just happened to coincide very close to them being scheduled to be delisted from the stock market. Because I think it's like, what, if you're below £1 or something, or below $1?
It's like the Nasdaq 500 or 100 or something. You have to get in the special high tier club. You have to be above a certain amount, like £1.
Well, I know that FaZe was also scheduled for delist. I don't know if they're still on there. But FaZe was also scheduled for delist. If you don't know FaZe, it's sort of just like a gaming company, a gaming media company. They listed, and they haven't had the best time either. And then, Fisker are now scheduled to delist, and I mean, how much of a negative really is it getting delisted? What does being on the stock market even get you? Funding, I guess?
Investment, basically.
Yeah, I guess so, right?
For a publicly traded company,
yeah,
it means a fair amount if you make good products.
Yeah, that makes sense.
They didn't.
Yeah, and that's an interesting, but like I suppose Fisker is dead though. Fisker is like they don't survive.
They keep getting bought out and sold. The people who own Fisker now and make this didn't make the Fisker Karma EV, and the people who made the Fisker Karma EV were different brands and people who made the original Fisker Karma.
When you said the Fisker Karma, I just assumed some other like hatchback or some other.
No, it's like a sporty.
It's a Maserati.
Maserati, yeah, Maserati.
That's so silly.
It was early mid-2000s, I think. You can tell by looking at it, but yeah.
It's like a really conniving Maserati, like a really.
It's grinning.
It's got like a mustache, and it's Oh, that's great. That's great. No, you know what? Fisker deserve to stick around. So is this all they make? The Karma and the new thing? Because that's what
they went bankrupt twice making the Karma, and they've gone bankrupt once making the Ocean. So they've gone very far.
Who is this company, and why are they like? What even? Where are they based? Because they sound. And
they were bought by Saudi Arabia the first time.
Okay.
Then, I think, and then China. One of the ways around, and then it's one of the other ways around who owns them this time.
Yeah. Well, oh god. Okay. Well, Fisker, they were already in the mud. As much as I don't. Do you think, I guess that poses the question, do you think a YouTube review is a valid way of killing a car company? Or...
For Fisker, yeah.
I guess. But I think the big argument that was being tossed around was, is it a bad review?
If all the things stated in the review are facts...
Yeah. Right.
More than fair. It's more than fair.
Yeah. See, that's a thing in life. You know what? This is SidWaj's life advice section here. If someone just mentioning something that is true is like why'd you do that? No, you've caused this. It wasn't they didn't cause it. It was just a thing that was true that they have acknowledged and they have brought up. You know, I think specific context. I don't know. I listen to too many goddamn like Reddit stories of like while I'm cycling because there's nothing else to do.
You can tell when there's like the Euro spec is a complete afterthought. Just look at like complete side tangent.
Yeah.
Look at the side markers on this Karma.
Yeah.
Like the orange one on the front fender and on the rear. Like they're just such an afterthought place.
Yeah,
Like what is that?
Yeah. But yeah. Is it bad reviews that kill a company, or is it bad products? That's the question. And
pretty obvious answer, to be honest.
Yeah, I think it's most definitely bad products. But
yeah,
I see. The question is, what about the coming to light, though? Right. So technically, it's still the bad products originally that do kill a company. But for the sake of example, right? Say there's someone doing a big crypto scam, right? And they're just kind of getting away with it in their own little pocket, right?
Yeah.
Until CoffeeZilla makes a video on him, you know? And then all of a sudden, it's like, oh no, CoffeeZilla's attacked me. And they're wrong for doing that because no, you just were scamming crypto. But it's like, it's definitely the catalyst, right? And to a certain degree, I don't think MKBHD in this one, I'm gonna sneeze.
Yeah, but if the things you're doing you wouldn't want made public, you just don't do them in the first place.
Yeah, no, that is the completely valid way of looking at it, I guess. Yeah, is that if it's
no better or worse, no matter if it's more or less public, it's still bad or good thing.
No. I agree with that. It's still inherently bad things, but I guess YouTubers and reviews definitely do play a little bit into it in just catalyzing it and just bringing it to the forefront. I don't think they take too much responsibility for that. But that's where it kind of was. It was like, oh, he's so massive, he should have more responsibility for making reviews or whatnot. Which, just saying he should be positive instead is
should be objective.
Yeah,
at that size.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
but
yeah,
apart from that, you can't do anything else. Like you are stating the facts. The viewers are there to absorb the facts. It's not like oh, I think this car is bad, I think it should fail. It's, this car is bad. It's trash.
He also, surprisingly, looking at it, it did fairly worse than a lot of his videos recently. A lot of his is just cracking 1 million, 4 million. He only got 500k with the Lamborghini off-road car. Is the Starato, damn. But yeah,
it's a bad car,
the power that comes with being a reviewer, I suppose, managing to kill a car via a review, denied, not guilty. And instead,
still buy them. They're not dead. There
you go. See,
they're just hemorrhaging unfathomable amounts of money.
Thus, I believe it is indeed. Instead, well, they just made some bad products. I think the wounds are self-inflicted, is what's happened there. What method of death to company shall we go on to next?
EV.
Ooh, so this one's interesting because a bunch of companies recently have been making EVs that have been getting stinkier and stinkier and stinkier. And just making newer cars in general has been a bit weird. So this segment's gonna sort of be front-ended with a few new cars. We got a brand new AMG. Would you look at that? We got a revealed Mercedes AMG from the guys at Carwow.
Brand new AMG.
Yeah, no, that's a valid. A hybrid AMG GT has been unveiled. See, it's hybrid. It's hybrid. 0 to 60 of 2.8. It's the fastest accelerating AMG ever. Josh, it's the fastest accelerating AMG ever.
Whoa.
That's the fastest one.
I'm so excited. Why have they paint matched the A-pillars, right? Which, sure, I get that.
Yeah.
But then if you look when it goes onto the roof, it bleeds over by a centimetre. And I don't get that.
No, that's, Who knows? AMG car design. Then we also have a brand new Maserati. We have from the guys over at... Oh, no, this is just from an account. Oh, God, it's fully electric, so never mind. You know what? This is part of the main segment. I don't think there's much else. I mean, cars are getting updated, like the the Mini revealed, Mini Aceman.
The Citroen C3 Aircross.
Oh God! Well, from the guys over at
Jesus Christ, that's ugly.
Yeah, the Mini Aceman. It really is really ugly.
Why are the A-pillars in the roof sort of like a matte glass?
Okay.
Like a satin.
Yeah.
The mirrors are a gloss, and then you've got a matte around the arches. What is this?
Hear me out though, right? It's a bad-looking car, but it kind of fits in with the aesthetic of, like, the Renault 5, right? Like, it looks in the same genre.
Yeah, apart from the Renault 5 looks like someone thought about it before they made it.
Yeah, it's definitely the bad end of, but it doesn't, it's not too, and it's electric, actually. So, yeah, EV's killing companies. So,
why are the wheels so small? They look like, they look like 3 inches too narrow. I don't get it.
They do. So 3 companies here with EV models. Mini, Maserati.
They put no effort into that Maserati. So they were like, what have we got lying around? Stick an electric motor in it, please.
And the Mercedes G-Wagon. We've got the Mini V. We got the Maserati V. And we got
such
the
a missed
GEV
opportunity
wagon.
to call it the GEV wagon.
The GEV, yeah, the GEV wagon would have been good, and Mini V would have been good too. But no, fun is banned apparently. So these 3 companies have gone EV at an interesting time, and I think a showcase of it being an interesting time to go EV is Aston Martin's statement on it, where they were like, "Yeah, EV's gotta suck right now, so let's like." We're indefinitely delaying our EVs.
Yeah.
Because who the hell is doing EVs right now?
Who would buy an EV Aston Martin?
Yeah. Well, but in that same vein, who would buy an EV Maserati?
No one sane buys a Maserati in the first place. So, I don't know. Maybe a few people.
Hear me out. They look pretty prestigious. Like the good ones. Not the SUV. The Maserati, like this one, but not EV and hardtop. They do look kind of... I would never. And I'd buy any other car.
MC20 is cool.
Right? Some of them look pretty high caliber. Like
but they just depreciate like comically fast. Even the MC20 is like one of the only supercars you can buy today that will depreciate.
Yeah. Oh god, yeah, no, that is rough.
It's just the Maserati. It's like the trident on the front just signifies, I don't know, you're losing your money. You might as well put it on the end of the fork and burn it.
Yeah.
It's like fire poker.
The TikTok comments have caught onto stuff like Aston Martin just get depreciation in all their comments. As they'll do like a cool edit and it'll just be like, damn, can't wait for this one to depreciate.
They've given this Maserati like fake tri-spokes.
I don't even know. You know what? I'm not even going to begin to know what that...
They're like tri-spokes, but with like sort of tiny little ones that come out in the middle of... Yeah.
Oh, what? These things here?
The wheels.
Oh, the wheels. Oh, yeah. No, it's got... Well, it's got...
They're tri-spokes.
It's got tri-spokes, and then it's got tri-spokes in the tri-spokes. It's got 3 levels of tri-spokes. I
can never unsee the catfish look on these. They always just look the same.
No, yeah, they do. You know what? The best Maserati is the Caterham whatever. That's the best looking Maserati. The Caterham supercar. Caterham.
Making up new models now.
It's a car that Caterham made. I swear. Here you go. There, yeah, all right. This is my favorite Maserati. Is the Caterham, okay? They did the Maserati
I forgot how ugly this was. Take this off my screen immediately.
I thought it was pretty good. Oh, what do you mean ugly? This thing's great.
Why has it got, like, bubbles?
Yeah.
Over the... I don't like that at all, no.
Caterham did the Maserati look better than Maserati. So that's where I'm standing on with that one. And then the the GEV wagon. Do you think anyone's buying this?
It will sell 12. Exactly 12.
I think
5 to Mercedes shareholders, the rest are influencers. No one else is touching them.
I think people are buying this. I think this is gonna go
£122,000.
I mean, how much is a G-Wagon anyway, right? Surely G-Wagon...
You can pick up a used one for like 60, a nice
yeah,
used one.
but like, I mean, they're still making them, so clearly the newer ones must be doing good, and those are probably same price, right?
I don't think they do. They're not... I think they're 100 grand flat. I don't think they're much more than that.
Okay, right, but this is the first EV one, which I know doesn't mean much for, like...
How well has the EQS done outside of private sales?
No, that's a fair point. That's a fair point. But look, I'm just in my head. I'm like, I'm seeing the average G-Wagon driver, right? The average Go-Wagon driver, right? And in my head, I'm like, if they could drive that with a bit of a facelift, and it's
Who
EV.
Do you picture the average G-Wagon driver as? Because it's
like,
not anyone under the age of 50. I can tell you that now.
Like the average Urus driver, right? Like the Urus, the G-Wagon, and the...
No, this is high trim Evoque.
Oh?
These are all driven by people in their close to retirement, probably own a farm, and they go to the shops once a week. Like, that is this.
Okay,
this
maybe
is
the
high trim
older
Evoque.
ones.
You have money, live in the countryside, need something that can go off-road. You just buy this or a high trim Evoque.
Surely that's only the older G-Wagons, though. Because in my head, I'm picturing the, like... I mean, you mentioned YouTubers. I mentioned
when was the last time you saw a
type.
G-Wagon made after 2015?
Okay, that's a fair point.
No one buys them anymore.
How was I supposed to know? They all look the goddamn same.
They are different. They are slightly different.
Not that I know. It's not different enough for me. This one looks pretty pristine.
They have a different face. Like this one's got the grills on the front bumper. That's a new on like the front.
Yes, that's what I mean.
Bulbous bit.
This
That's
is the new pristine one. It's a new pristine G-Wagon. So people are gonna be like, yeah, I want this G-Wagon because I'm a G-Wagon driver and I like.
Yeah, but it can't tow.
Yeah, well, I see. Again, I don't see that. No one's taking this off road. Not a single soul is taking this off road. I don't. And for one. Speaking of, like, utility, there's not a wheel in that.
No, no spare wheel either.
There's no... Well, what's the point in this, then?
Looks.
Yeah, I guess
that's why no one's buying this over an actual G-Wagon. It loses... You buy a G-Wagon over a high trim Evoque purely because of its practicality.
Yeah.
This loses every bit of practicality over the high trim Evoque.
But the Hummer EV must be selling, right? Right.
When was the last time you heard about the Hummer EV, unironically?
I don't know. Probably from myself, because I kind of like that car. I've probably been like, oh, the Hummer EV. What about the... Range Rover not EV yet? Surely the Range Rover are EV by now.
They got the money for that, haven't they?
Are they not?
They're going to.
Oh, yeah, probably. Because, I mean...
But not at the minute.
Is even Jeep EV? Jeepers Creepers. I don't know. Is Jeep EV? I don't even... Who's even EV nowadays?
The Jeep thing, the UK exclusive one.
Ah, right, the Avenger. The 2023's car of the year back in 2022.
You could buy a G-Wagon on massive wheels for 16 grand, by the way.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. Why buy... Okay, but... Okay, look.
Like, that's what I mean.
Yeah,
that is what I mean. Why
fair.
buy one of these, unironically?
I feel like there's many people who don't like EVs. There's many people who do like EVs, or, like, don't mind. I feel like there's a lot of people who, because of the Tesla stuff, still see EV as, like, pristine. As premier polish.
Yeah, no one in the British public, but yeah.
And thus this thing is like I guess if it's not the Urus driver, it's how many Urus drivers can buy this is where my head is really, I guess. And then
it's half the price of a Urus. It's not in the same league.
Yeah, no, I guess so. Yeah, but the YouTuber
less than half the price of a Urus.
The YouTuber types are what I see buying a car like this, but Maserati's one. That one's silly to me. That one's very silly to me. You know, to be fair, they've done it smart, though, if this is an actual image of it, which I don't know if it is, because it's not from
I hate the way the front bumper and the bonnet just do not match.
Oh, wow, how it just instantly stops.
It's just like they've taken the front, like, it just looks like a different shade as well. It's like they've just taken the front off a different Maserati and gone, oh, we got this left over in the factory, stick that on before we send it out.
Well, this is from, like, a personal Twitter account, so I don't know if this is, like, what it actually looked like. If this is what it'll actually look like, good.
I imagine it will.
Yeah, they've done it smarter. Because if they did revamp Maserati with an EV look, it would have probably missed so hard.
Yeah.
So they did the better option. They did like the Jeep option of just making the exact same car, but the internals are EV. I think because they've done that, this will probably sell just about as good as any other Maserati. Think about it this way, right? Think about it this way.
You underestimate how well Maserati sell.
Okay, sure, but think about it this way. People in London, people in central London, they like owning a car like a Maserati. They are the type to buy a Maserati. And if
right. Completely off topic.
Okay.
I've just looked up Auto Trade to see how much these cost normally. 2018 with 30,000 miles on it.
Yeah.
Bearing in mind they're like over 120,000 no.
Oh.
Hard top.
Oh.
High spec. What do you think it's worth?
Oh.
2018.
70.
Lower.
50?
Lower.
I thought 50 was going to be an outrageous one.
You're over double at 50. Yeah, no, you are, yeah.
20.
22.5.
That's a steal.
You could buy a 2014 for sub 10 grand. Like, these are worthless. Like, the depreciation meme isn't a joke.
Yeah, whoa, okay. Well, like I was saying, people own Maseratis in central London, right? Because central London types. They would want an EV one because ULEZ. Cause ULEZ, right?
So the 2018 one's ULEZ.
Yeah, no, okay, yeah, but for how long, right? That one's got a ticking time bomb on it, you know?
£140,000 brand new, by the way. You've lost 120 grand in, what, 8 years?
Hang on.
In depreciation alone.
What model of car is this? Maserati?
The Ghibli. It's the older Ghiblis that are cheap now, but yeah.
Ghibli 2018. How does it look? Okay, that's pretty ugly, to be fair. This thing definitely looks a lot better. The Ghibli is very ugly. Oh, dear God, that is
the
disgusting.
Ghibli? What does the Ghibli look like?
This thing's disgusting.
To be fair, that is that is the basest trim I've seen in my life, but yeah.
The Ghibli, you say base trim, there is nothing saving that back. That is long gone. You're not getting anything out of this back right here. Vile.
Yeah.
But yeah, Maserati, wow. Okay, so the big thing about EVs is that, I guess, right? It's depreciation.
I've just had a thought.
Yeah.
Maseratis depreciate like that normally.
Yeah.
How fast the EV one's gonna drop?
Yeah. Oh God. 15 grand car. Let's go. 15 grand Maserati. Let's go.
Like you drive off the dealership a lot and your bank account just turns into an infinite symbol but negative in front of it.
You know what I'm surprised about, if anything? I'm surprised about the fact that the SUV isn't the first one they EV'd. Unless I'm wrong about that and they have EV'd the SUV. But is this their first electric? It can't be, right? Because why would they go for...
Yeah, it would be. It would be.
They would really go for this high of a car to electric first?
They make like 3 cars.
I guess so, but you think even still
the
they would go
Ghibli,
for
I think, is their lowest tier offering.
Yeah. You'd think even still they would go... Okay, see, you know what? Hardtop, I can't lie to you. I kind of like it. I kind of like it.
Yeah, hardtop is a great looking car, but you could never own one because you would lose. Why does this one also have tri-spokes? They're a fan.
Yeah, they've got the tri-spokes, the 3 spokes in the tri-spokes.
I guess because the trident's the logo.
Oh yeah, I guess so. Yeah. So they've got
anyway.
triple tri-spokes.
You could never own one of these because you would know when you've woken up you've lost about £1,000.
Yeah.
Just because the cars existed. People bought those Ghiblis, the old one.
But yeah, Maserati. What? So, depreciation is the biggest issue of EVs, and as much as that doesn't matter,
MC20s are getting cheap.
Oh,
just a sidetrack.
Okay, yeah.
Can pick up a 1,000-mile MC20 for 150 grand. That's over £50,000 in depreciation, 1,000 miles on your MC20.
So
in a year.
Although, what's the issue with depreciation? Let me play devil's advocate here, right? Depreciation is nothing to do with the off-the-lot...
Destroy sales.
but they still get the money, right? But they still get the
but less
payment.
people buy it because they know the resale value is non-existent. Like, think, because the Maseratis are good engines, good-looking cars. They're pretty fun to drive. They're probably comfortable, right? Why don't you see them everywhere?
Yeah,
because everyone knows if you buy one, you are never seeing a penny of that money back.
Yeah. But people still buy Porsches, though, right? And those
Porsches don't depreciate.
Do they not? I thought they did.
A 911 will not go below £60,000.
Oh, yeah, I guess. Okay, what about, like, Range Rovers? Those do, don't they? Or do they not?
Yeah, if you buy a base model Evoque, yeah, you're asking for it at that point. The high trims don't really depreciate. I don't think you'd struggle to find a Range Rover Sport below 20, I think.
That's interesting. Okay, so, so what is it about EVs that has made them absolutely... to clarify here, viewers, I'm not an idiot. I'm asking for the sake of conversation. I'm prompting conversation. I swear I know myself.
You could say it's supply and demand.
Yeah. Whoa.
Because businesses bought them up in droves.
Yep.
And now they're selling them when their lease comes to an end. No one wants them.
So, I'm curious. Is it as bad? Also, not even just a lease, but just as from an accounting perspective, as
I wouldn't be surprised, right? Just if Porsche started buying up Taycan to drive up market value. Because for them, it's probably worth more in brand image to have them worth more use.
Yeah, for sure.
I wouldn't be surprised if they started buying up a ton of them and just scrapping them.
Yeah. Ooh, that would be quite the waste. Oh, God.
Or they start from now on, for when companies lease them, do PCP only, so that the Porsche get the car back at the end, so they can hold it in a storage unit for undisclosed amount of time.
Well, an interesting thing is, so yeah, even from an accounting perspective, you have to... Accounting is really weird with this one. I didn't like this one at all, especially being in cars as well. But
again, it's only the EVs that suffer this problem.
Yeah. You have to depreciate items on, like, a system, and it has nothing to do with its actual value. You literally, in accounting, you just have to go, we'll say it depreciates 20% every year. We'll say it loses 20% of value every year, which I know mean two separate things. You actually have to do 20% per year or 20% of value added on every year. It's a whole thing. But everything will depreciate, and then once it gets to the lowest, it's literally losing you money on your profit loss statement. So you have to sell it, basically, so that you now have a plus on your profit loss statement. Because, yeah, at that level, it wouldn't be worth it to just do that for the business expense, because I don't even know if that one really counts. And because of that, companies bought them, and now they have to sell them, and I'm curious...
I'm surprised Porsche didn't get ahead of this, because remember ages ago, it was like 70% of Taycans were bought by businesses.
Yeah. Ooh.
This was coming a mile away.
I'm
not
curious,
shocking news.
Is it as bad in America because... Well, the UK had such massive... And obviously, the UK
The company car tax benefit is for vehicles over a certain size in the US.
Is that what it is? And I guess, so it wouldn't have applied to the Taycan.
I don't think a Taycan counts,
Yeah. So, I guess I'm curious if the depreciation of the Taycan is as bad in America, where they didn't have a where they didn't have a countrywide government incentive to purchase EVs, right? And then obviously they were going for the highest one, which at the time was the Taycan. I'm curious if it's as bad there. Obviously they got rid of this incentive a while ago now, which is good. But it really does suck, because the main thing that they thought would give them the head start in this market is what has absolutely doomed them in the continuation of the market. Like, even me, right? I'm not even really a car guy, and I will see a Taycan driving past, and I'm like, that is a 50 grand car that has just drove past me. The Range Rover behind it probably was worth more. Like, that's sad. That's sad. Like, it's such a weird position for all of these EVs to be in. The Mini EV, could that hold back value?
Every EV depreciates faster than the internal combustion version.
But I guess...
And that alone drives sales away.
Yeah. I mean, that's... Is there a leveling out of that, though, right? Is there, like, a once enough things at EV, then, you're kind of gonna have to buy one, so... Because I think if you're getting a car secondhand, I assume people buying cars secondhand right now are highly prioritizing non-EVs, right? I don't see many.
Massively.
Yeah, I don't think the secondhand EV sale market is too good at all. At what I don't think this is gonna happen for the next like 10 years probably, just because of most of these EVs are really new.
It would have to be some massive swing in demand.
Yeah,
like...
where the resale market shifts to wanting EVs, right? But there's not enough new EVs, so there's not enough cheap EVs, so there's not so no one wants to buy the expensive EVs because just buy something else instead. So they're having to get cheaper to get to the point where people actually want to buy them, and thus it's a cycle of just plummeting.
You can still buy the petrol Fiat 500, right?
Yeah.
If you bought the petrol Fiat 500, outright it costs £10,000 less than the 500e, right?
Yeah.
After 2 years, it's only been out a year now. After a year, the petrol one is worth £5,000 more.
Oh god.
Than the E version.
That's insane. That's insane.
And that massively swings people's opinions when they're buying a new car. Why would you buy the EV version when you can essentially save money and buy the petrol version? It removes any money you'd save buying an EV.
What could maybe help that market out is something we have been seeing is what?
Tax. They're going to tax petrol cars into the ground.
Oh, yeah, no, that too. Yeah, that too.
It's coming.
But what I think more, in a nicer way could sort the market out is something that we have been seeing being done is making cheap EVs off the lot. Because then the depreciation doesn't really matter. You got the R&D.
We don't know yet.
You've got, huh?
We don't know yet.
Yeah, no, true.
Renault 5 could come back and you have £2 the day after.
Yeah. So that's the thing, is they could just go into the ground even more, right?
Yep.
So instead of stopping the depreciation, they could just go from 20k to 3k cars. But the Renault 5, the Volkswagen's doing it.
The prediction now. Mark my words. Renault 5 is what, 24,000 for like a mid trim. It will be worth sub 17 after a year. Guarantee it. We'll guarantee it right now.
You know what? I'll take that too, because I wouldn't mind a Renault 5. As far as a car goes, it's pretty alright. I wouldn't know. I'd take a Renault 5. Especially resale. Decent, yeah. I'd take a second-hand Renault 5 is what I would do.
With the option baguette holder, I imagine it'll gain value.
Exactly, right? I get that. I get a aftermarket baguette holder.
It's not the same.
No, it isn't. No, people.
You need the official one.
Yeah,
the wicker basket.
It comes with like a little serial number on it too. It says like out of a certain amount.
You got your numbers matching Renault 5.
Yeah. I get like I get like my name. I get like 510 on It's like the plate market, but for baguette holder.
Do you reckon the 1890 will come for baguette holder?
Oh, that's a big question. Honestly, the A290, what a fall off. But we'll talk about that. The EV market is struggling, but I assume this wouldn't kill a company. Porsche is still Porsche. Mini still sucks, so no effect. Maserati already on the downward spiral. I think.
Will they ever on the upward spiral?
True.
The spiral has just been constantly flat.
One thing I'm really curious about. Oh, Mercedes. Mercedes are always going to be Mercedes as well. G-Wagon or no G-Wagon, they're always going to be Mercedes. They're going to sell. I think long term the G-Wagon EV is going to sell, but we'll see about that.
Don't stop. The EQS is a sales failure.
Yeah. I'm genuinely curious, right? So Fisker, sure. Fisker was a whatever brand to begin with. I'm curious of how long till, given how much everyone's been struggling, right? How long till one of these bigger companies go, oh, we can't exist anymore. we gotta are gonna have to like.
The issue is back in the day that would have happened because everyone's owned by someone now.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
A company under Volkswagen will never go bankrupt. A company under Stellantis will never go bankrupt. It's just not something that can happen.
So I guess the difference for that, which even worse, if anything, it's just sort of animating a corpse, is you get switched into rebadges of whatever your other ones of
worst
what your
case scenario, you become Lancia.
Yeah, right. Maserati become Who owns Maserati, to be fair?
Who does own
Yeah,
Maserati?
who owns Maserati? What? Well...
Stellantis?
Stellantis own Maserati?
They could become a Lancia.
They could become a Lancia. They just become whatever it was rebadges, Vauxhall rebadges, I don't know.
Rebadge Fiat 124 Spiders, there you go.
Yeah, exactly. It's just
Makes sense.
It's just a Dodge EV, but with a Maserati badge on it.
I can see him doing that.
But yeah, so that's, I guess, the newer age company goes in the mud. But
Maserati wouldn't exist without Stellantis, I guarantee you that. That's one of the brands that, like, I don't know how they're going, and it's just because Stellantis wants to keep the Maserati brand alive.
So how long till we see a name brand, like a brand go in the mud like that? Like,
Lotus are losing money hand over fist at the minute.
Yeah, but I think they're on their first year of a big plan, though, right? I don't think I assume they would have.
They're like third year in a row of losing money, but yeah.
Well, as in, like, the last few were like they just weren't selling cars, and now they've got their cars out.
Yeah, but now they're not selling cars, and no one wants to buy them.
Yeah, no, that's a fair point. Now they are selling cars.
They've got a worse issue.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
It's not that, we can't make enough Exeges or Evoras. Oh, we're struggling so much. It's now just, no one wants to buy the SUV.
Who was it? Was it Seat or was it Volvo? One of those guys bit the bullet there. One of those guys.
Seat was getting disbanded, but then Volkswagen were like, you know what? We like money, so they're keeping them around.
Ah, okay. So Seat was going to be one of the... I don't know if they're like the name, but they are... Yeah, Seat's a solid brand, or at least was. Yeah, I think that would have been the
it's
most...
It's like one of the known... They used to make rebadged Golf Rs. They used to make good cars.
Okay, yeah. So Seat definitely was in the mud for a hot minute there. But
it wasn't financial problems. It was just Volkswagen didn't like the brand.
Yeah.
They would rather Cupra took the name and carried on.
So do you think switching to EV...
Fiat will go in the bin.
You think Fiat goes?
I'm calling it now. Abarth are going.
You think Abarth are the next to go? Oh.
No, they make no more petrol cars. And what's it called?
500e.
Should we see how the Abarth 500? Should we see what they're going for at the minute?
Let's.
500.
That car, it's the sporty version at least. I don't know. Maybe people want it. You know. Maybe...
Brand new.
Oh no.
There are tons. £6,000 below MSRP. Brand new.
Jesus.
They cannot shift these.
Yeah. You know what's a weird choice they've made as well, right? At least like the
only car they sell.
Fair point, yes. The old ones that they used to make at least had like trims and accents.
Yep. You could buy like you could buy the 500, the 595, the 695. You get special editions.
Well, not even just that, but like they had like accents and splitters and hinges and badges. This is just blue. It's just the whole thing's blue. Like
I like colour, to be fair.
No, it's a nice colour. I just don't like how the whole thing is just blue.
That's a convertible.
Yeah, it is.
Trying to sneak that in there.
Yeah. But I just don't like how the whole thing is blue. They only seem to say it in, like black.
Least of their problems. They're asking £35,000.
Yeah.
For a Bath 500 when they were both on sale at the same time. This is why they cancelled the regular 500, by the way.
Yeah.
It was £23,000 MSRP, and it was quicker.
Oh God, Dad, that's
so this is over £10,000 more expensive and slower.
Yeah, and obviously that
the only
matters
reason
when
they
you're
the regular.
That matters when you're the sports version of a car, right?
Yep.
Like being faster matters at that point. Oh damn! Like the
Renault Sport Clio from 2001, that gen, makes 50 more horsepower than this.
The thing is...
And weighs 500 kilos less.
Yeah. The thing is, with the Fiat version, right, this one's sporty, so this one's probably to more like a car person, but the
Fiat version sells because old people are tricked.
Yeah, sure, right. Old people, yes. But I was going to say, one of the other target markets for the Fiat, my girlfriend, first-time buyer, young, female, like, that market, it's lost her. She hates the E. She doesn't even know cars, and she just, like, inherently doesn't like the E.
Do you know Fiat's lineup?
Yeah.
The 124 Spider. They have the big SUV.
They still sell the 124 Spider?
I think they do in Europe.
Okay.
What do you think is the one car they tried to break into the US market recently?
It couldn't have been the 500e, surely.
500e.
What? Who the hell's gonna buy?
It's like, what do Americans like? Big? They like big cars or like sporty cars? We'll send them the worst car we have ever made.
I was gonna say, if anything,
less than 100-mile range, by the way. What are they gonna do? Drive to Walmart and then they can't get back on?
Exactly right.
Pointless.
Like at least the 124 Spider. Send that over. That's something sporty at least, right? Oh, I don't get it.
35,000. Wait, was that correct? I just saw.
Oh,
£35,000 MSRP for the 500e.
Yeah.
2022 with 7,000 miles on it, so it's pristine, brand sparkly new.
Yeah.
High trim, by the way. High trim's got the digital cockpit option.
Oh.
What do you think it is?
So what was the original selling?
£35,000 MSRP.
35 off
Someone
the lot.
has owned it for just over a year.
Just over a year.
And they've done 7,000 miles.
Barely driven
High
it.
trim.
High trim. 35. I must say, if I was genuine guessing, still being steered towards lower.
Average depreciation first year is around 14%.
14. I'm gonna go 25.
Knock 10 off and then knock another grand off and you're there.
14,000.
14,429.
And the thing is, I don't even see someone paying 14,000 for it.
Nope.
So...
Nope. And it's a high trim. It's a nice spec as well.
Oh god. Oh no. Oh no.
These are worthless.
So there you go. EVs. I suppose you would deem it that EVs are indeed a valid way to kill a company.
I am very intrigued what Fiat's finance is going to look like next year. Because I wonder if they bankroll Abarth or Stellantis does.
I suppose we'll see.
Because if it's Fiat on top of the 500e...
Yep.
Yeah. Sticky.
So out of the final two, it's the bottom two left. Which last
All
two
my
remaining...
two options.
The Alpine and the Cybertruck are your two options of methods of killing a car company.
One is a regular Tesla L. We'll get that one out of the way first.
So, the Cybertruck. We have made fun of the Cybertruck a lot. We talked about how it was never gonna release. Then when it released, we talked about how garbage it was. Everyone's talked about how garbage it was. It is. We've talked about how... Oh, you're gonna find this image really funny. It's so long. It's so long.
Why is the finish on the front right door different to the rear?
Oh, that's been a thing. That's been a thing, I believe. No, yeah. I think it's fingerprints and stuff. Like, it stains so easily.
Who's rubbing the bottom of the door of their hand?
Well, I don't know. That's the door that's most, like, out, I guess. So, yeah. But it's so long. But, yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's a given. It's an American car, isn't it?
The Cybertruck.
I like the wheels. The wheels on slicks would go hard. I like the, like, weird prong.
There's that one guy who, like, I think it's a render, obviously, dropped and wide-bodied a Cybertruck. That thing looked cool. But, the Cybertruck is a bad car. And, this isn't for me. I was watching Drew Gooden's video on it, right? And you have to make sure, if you're getting the car washed, you have to make sure you go into settings and
you have to put it in car wash mode,
wash mode. And a guy forgot to do that, and his car just doesn't work anymore.
Yeah.
He just lost
the
whole car.
The genius of Elon Musk is unmatched, I'll tell you that.
The car's got... Is that a thing? Do other cars have that? A car wash mode?
I can't think of any sane auto manufacturer who's done that, no.
Right? What are you talking about? That's so silly. And then,
most companies choose to make their cars waterproof.
It voids warranty as well. It voids warranty if you forgot to car wash mode.
Breathe on this car voids the warranty, to be honest.
And the stainless steel obviously takes up fingerprints a lot. It's a dumb car to drive, for one.
Yeah.
It just looks silly. I would genuinely respect you more in, like, just a massive Ford Raptor. I'd go, you know what? That's an American and he's proud of being American. If you're in a Cybertruck, silly. and the car wash mode. And there's like a foundation pack, which is like 30 grand or something, roughly. And it doesn't get you anything, except for the foundation badge and early access to whenever they add some kind of self-driving. Is all it gets you.
Haven't they promised self-driving since like 2012?
No, yeah, Elon Musk has said full self-driving. I think there's actually a funny video of it where he said full self-driving every year for the last 10 years. He said next year, every year for the last 10 years. And that's pretty funny.
Yeah, these cars are silly.
Yeah. So what's happened now is something really, really worrying. So so not only is this a really expensive car for what it is, not only does it suck, not only is it bad, not only is it impractical, but this car is so poorly made that the metal on your you might know how to describe this better.
It's the cover over the actual throttle pedal because it's got like a generic TPS pedal in it, and they just put a metal slide over.
Yeah, so that's just slid over the thing, right? So then you press down the throttle, and if you shuffle around at all with your feet, the slide will come off and up, and it will then lodge itself underneath a section of the, what'd you call it? Like the wherever your legs are.
It's like the trim piece. The dash comes down, wraps underneath the thing. It's like it lodges in between that.
And then gets stuck there. Your car, your Cybertruck, will just get lodged at full throttle press. Without a moment's notice. And that's insane.
It is a Tesla product at the end of the day.
And they have now recalled, I don't know how many
4,000, which means they've sold 4,000 of them.
Was it 4,000? It was like 3,800 or something.
They're getting them out now. They're actually starting to move them.
I guess so. Well, no, they're not getting them out. They're getting them in because they have recalled every single
the recall is
one.
literally just a 2-minute fix. They just drill a hole through the thing and put a bolt through it.
Okay. See, recall makes it sound like, hey, we need them back. Recall sounds like, hey, give it back now, please.
I mean, that'd be a buyback order.
Okay. So, so yeah, every single one you now have to go and it's free, right? I assume it's free.
You don't have to either. It's a voluntary one.
Oh dear God, it's free though, right? It's free.
Yeah.
Good. And they're having to pay for all of that. What a wild mess up. What an insane issue.
To be fair, it only really gets publicity because it's Tesla, to be fair.
Sure.
I think Aston Martin had to recall 27,000 cars because the brake pedals can snap.
Oh, true. Tesla also
that
had
was very recent as well.
Yeah, Tesla also had the China incident. They also, to be fair, you say that, there was a Jaguar that I've seen stuff about, right? Where the comments were kind of funny because they were like, best way to get out of a speeding ticket. But there was a Jaguar, and it was a guy in the guy wasn't a Jaguar. He was driving one, and it just stopped braking and went full acceleration on the motorway, and he had to get pit maneuvered. He had to get they had to speed in front of him, slam the brakes, wait till he dead stopped, and then get him out of the car. And that happened. That happened twice because he took it back to the Jaguar dealers, and they gave it back to him within an hour. And then it happened again. It's insane issues. How is that even a... How? I don't get it.
It's not hard to do, is the issue. You have to overlook one thing.
Yeah.
And you can either lose throttle or brake control, and that's it.
Is it digital that's an issue there? Is that what that is? Because one thing I didn't know is, Drugan was talking about it in his video, is that, you're not actually shifting the gears anymore. You're telling the car which gear to switch to with the gear shifter.
I mean, at the end of the day, right?
Yeah.
You have a key.
Yeah.
3 positions. Off, ignition, on.
Yep.
The car stops accelerating. It's not
I guess,
Doesn't
you know
require
what?
that much thought.
You know what? There you go. There you go. So, I suppose everyone else is the idiot. But,
I mean, if my car started accelerating uncontrollably, my first thought wouldn't be to, oh no, my car's accelerating, I'll call the police. It would be,
Can you, though? Is that a thing you can do? Like, at speed, you can take the thing out.
You can turn the car off, yes. You are physically capable of turning the switch from
At
position
full
on
speed.
to position off, yes.
You can't go reverse at full speed. You can't just, like,
You can.
Oh, no, I guess you can.
You just have to put it in neutral first.
What about newer cars? What about newer cars? Surely newer cars, maybe they can't stop at 5 speed on the whatever.
Not Gears, no, because I think they have electronic lockouts now.
Yeah, sure.
Modern safety standards.
Yeah. But, like,
SLH.
switching the car
But
off
I guarantee
at
you,
speed.
the start-stop button would stop the car.
Do you reckon? It's the Jaguar drivers in? I mean, he's driving a Jaguar, so yes. But
I would... yeah, I would guarantee the stop-start button.
Oh, this is a big call-out. If that's ever happened to you, you can forward
It would
your
also
mail
have
to
a
Josh.
neutral select for the gear thing. You could put it in neutral as well.
Maybe he was driving an auto.
There are two pretty...
What if he was driving an
If
auto?
one doesn't work, you try the other. Like, one of them would work.
Okay, what? Yeah, but what if he was driving an auto?
Yeah, but you'd have a neutral button for the auto.
Okay.
Like, you've seen the dash of the Alpine. You've got
No,
park.
that's a fair point, yep.
You've got neutral, drive.
You know what? I've not got
like, you have to be lacking some mental process.
I've not got the position to play devil's advocate here. We're just gonna have to say anyone whose car has ever gone at full speed without
unless it's a Tesla and it's in the screen and you can't find it in time.
Fair, that is also. So I don't know if this is actually a thing, like genuinely actually, because I don't know if Drew just didn't find it, but he couldn't find the turning the car off button, and then he did find it, and it was in settings, vehicle settings.
I think the way Teslas do it is when you leave the car and walk more than 5 meters away, it locks and turns the car off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's worrying to me. Because, like, what if someone just...
Technically means if you step out of the car and someone hops in and drives off, you're at fault.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, right? Like, I'm
because
like,
you haven't turned the car off.
If I was an aspiring thief, I'd wait in a bush until someone parked a Tesla in front of me, and I'd wait till they open the doors, and then just, run in with my shoulder out, just whoop, and then hop in the car, and then whoop, and off I go. Done. Put it on a tow hook. Have your friend there. Put it on a tow hook. Your friend who owns a tow truck. It makes sense to me.
I'm just thinking about the Jaguar thing, and surely you could put it in a very high gear and just slam the brakes and the handbrake at the same time.
You're gonna have to talk to the guy, because it happened to him twice, okay? It happened to him twice. But... Yeah. Do you think this is the end of the Cybertruck?
The whole fool me once thing.
Yeah. Do you think this is the end of the Cybertruck?
No.
You don't think it is?
You would be surprised how many cars are recalled for throttle problems.
I guess so.
It would make you quite shocked. I think Peugeot had to recall 400,000 cars at one point because of a similar issue.
I guess it's just the position the Cybertruck is in.
It's because the Cybertruck gets publicity when something goes wrong, like a Peugeot 206 doesn't.
That too. But also just like it's a car that's waning for publicity. It's a car that's begging for publicity. Thus, the bad one will come. And it's in this public spot where, they've only sent out a few as well. I think that's a big thing too. But at the end of the day, bad car, so but people are buying it still, so who even knows? When's the Roadster?
2018.
Then the final. So I guess a recall cannot kill a car company. And then the final bit of car company killing news: Alpine.
They want to be someone they're not.
Are you really hitting Alpine with a "you ain't him"? Damn.
Yes. The R was already a why would you not buy a 911?
So let me preface it. From the guys over at Autocar, Alpine have is preparing to send the A110 out on a high note with a stripped-out, track-focused variant to rival the Porsche Cayman GT4 RS. Now, if you don't know...
See how much those are, actually, before I comment.
Sure. Now, if you don't know, the Alpine A110, they were going to be getting rid of it because they're bringing it... Well, they're getting rid of... It's still going to be called the A110, right? The new one? The EV version?
Yeah, as far as I'm aware.
Yeah, okay, so they're retiring this model, the non-EV, and then they're going to release an EV one soon. And thus, they're sending it out on a high, and they've got this test version for the audio listeners. They've got this test version with a red livery on it. It's pretty cool. It's got holes in the hood. It's got a splitter all the way around. It's got a pretty cool set of canards at the back, canards at the front. It's got the spoiler. It's the basic track trim, basically.
It's literally the A110R. The spoiler is from the R. I think the front lip is, with just more canards.
Yeah.
And like a different skirt.
Oh, and a
wheels.
fin at the back.
And a fin,
with
yeah.
Potentially
For
no
all
rear window.
One.
Yeah.
I think it would have a rear window, to be fair. You can see the cutout.
That's
I
what I
can't
was
imagine
thinking,
that's feels. I imagine that's glass.
Then again, even
really weird piece of glass to have to manufacture.
Sure, but then again, you say that the Polestar, they also have a cutout for the rear window. It's just a metal sheet though with a camera
Polestar
on it.
are Chinese and they want to be different. These are French.
Yeah. Okay, so the Alpine A110 is on its way out with this final, like, big sporty version that they're sending
I really
off
like the
with.
wheels.
You like the wheels?
Yeah. Those, imagine those on the blue one.
See, I don't... No, yeah,
no.
Great
wheels are good.
I could...
Big and grey.
Potentially. I'd have to see him on the blue one. But, so, this car, the big send-off, what do you have to say about it?
Right. They say competing with the Cayman GT4 RS, right?
Cayman, your mum.
Yeah. Cayman 4... Right. This is allegedly meant to cost £210,000, right? How much do you think that competing with?
Yep.
How much do you think this car? How much the Cayman GT4 RS cost?
200 flat.
It's about £100,000 less than the Alpine A110. It's 123.
Jesus Christ!
And it's slower on the Nürburgring at the minute.
So basically, to preface,
you're paying £100,000 premium for a slower car.
To preface that bulk of information, this car is going up against the Cayman, but this car, the Alpine A110, is pitted for $215,000. Pounds? Dollars?
A mistranslation. I refuse to believe it.
Right.
They might have meant 23 over the R, but
maybe. But
because then it would be at 115, which would undercut the GT4 RS by 10.
Ooh. But yeah, so that's kind of where the big issue is. Okay, so for now, if that's up in the air, right? What do you think of this car if it is, if it is around that price, if it is undercutting the Porsche?
It's not worth 100. If you pay £90,000 for an A110, you're dreaming. If you pay over 100, give up.
Yeah.
What's cool about it is it doesn't have the 7-speed from the normal one. It has the 6-speed from the Megane Ultimate.
Yeah.
So it has a proper mechanical limited slip diff in it, which is cool.
And I know what all of those words mean too, which is equally as cool. But
rear wheels are so much bigger than the front in the second image.
Yeah.
Like a solid 3 inches bigger at the minute.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, perspective, I assume, because in the third one, it looks like the front are way bigger. But the Alpine A110, I'm an Alpine fan, right? I like the Alpine A110. If I had a bunch of money and the ability to buy an Alpine A110, I'd buy an Alpine A110.
They're justifying the cost, I think, because they're going to have to redesign the whole rear of the car.
Yeah. Oh,
like,
so
I imagine the chassis is completely different.
So what are they doing?
Well, they can't fit the Megane gearbox in there normally, so they have to redesign the entire engine bay.
Yeah.
And I imagine because it's wider, they have to redesign the rear subframe. It's a load of faff.
But everything on the outside stays the same, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
it better be carbon fiber for 200 grand.
Yeah. They really are putting in a lot to make this a big send-off, I guess. I mean, redoing the whole back of the car.
30 more horsepower, 100 more foot-pound of torque, and they want to shave 100 kilos.
Yeah, well,
for 100 grand over the R.
I kind of don't know who's buying Alpines now. Because the thing is, again, I'm an Alpine fan, and if I had $1 billion, I don't even know if I'd buy an R. I just want like maybe an R short if I've got like the expendable.
It's a shame they're not making more of these though.
You reckon? So
So imagine being able to buy. Imagine these will show up on Facebook Marketplace in like 5 years for $2,000.
True,
Stick
true.
on the regular one.
So one thing that so the thing is that this thing they're only making 110 of, because the Alpine A110, so they're only making 110. So
yeah, so it's a very funny.
I guess it'll keep value via that, surely. I mean, right.
Supply and demand again. Do 110 people want to spend £200,000?
No, that's a
on
fair
Alpine?
point. Yeah, no, that's a fair point.
Think how hard they had to try to shift the regular R. This is more than that.
Yeah, so that's the thing, is I don't see the point in leveling up. Then again, I just don't like track-like cars, you know. I like proper look. And then again, I've been praising race cars for the road so much, but I like the idea of them.
The thing is with this, right?
Yeah.
This would, on the road, provide you no more enjoyment than a base model A110.
Yeah, that's the thing, I guess, yeah.
Like, you could drive an A110 on the road, base model, just as hard as you could drive this.
So, I mean, this is really, it's a niche within a niche. It's a rich person who's a fan of an A110 who loves to do track days.
These will be bought by Alpine. One will each be given to the Alpine F1 drivers, guaranteed.
Yeah.
This is like a Halo car. It's just gonna be promo.
Yeah.
One will be given to each of the F1 drivers. I think a few of the execs will get one. It will be a bonus for the big high ups in the company. Like, oh, if you do X amount of sales this year, you get one of these. And a few will be sent around to dealerships. The rest will never see the light of day.
Yeah, that makes sense. And
they're not actually building these to sell. They're building these to advertise.
But then the other thing that comes with it is that the Alpine brand, as it is, the A290...
oh, yeah.
And they're doing a car a year now. They're doing, like, daily slop, but for cars. Which, it's interesting to think because the...
If they're going through the effort of redesigning the engine bay to fit the Megane gearbox, why not fit the engine from the GTR in it?
Because they don't wanna, clearly. I don't know.
That would be at least, we've got the world's fastest... So no, it doesn't even matter at this point. It's not going to sell anything, so...
But this kind of confirms something for me, right? Because they're doing a car a year, this kind of confirms that next year's, or the year after, is going to be their EV version of the A110. I think that... Or is it the 5-seater?
100% it's already done.
Do you reckon?
Yeah. Well, because they're going to keep the same chassis. It's just going to be facelift with a battery tray underneath and a motor in the rear.
Oh, the facelift is so ugly too.
They're going to take the motors from the A290.
Yeah.
Because that's front-wheel drive, isn't it?
Yeah.
Flip it around.
Yeah.
Stick an A110 body on it.
Yeah. Oh, and the thing is, the worst thing is that the new front bumpers, if they are as the silhouettes were, which the A290 was, they're so ugly.
Yeah.
They've traded, like, the lights and then the cool Alpine lights in the middle for instead it's like, it's connected, right? It's like one big strip light that then disperses at the ends, and instead of having the nodes, instead of having the 2 extra Alpine lights, the line's just a bit thicker where those lights would be.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
And that's so ugly compared to, like, regular lights and then the 2 Alpine lights. It looks so
You said these would hold their value.
Yeah.
The A110R is £103,000 MSRP.
Yep.
Gonna play a game.
Oh, God.
2023.
Okay. Yeah.
So brand new.
Yeah.
1,040 miles.
Oh! 130? Surely nowhere near 100,000. There's no way it's lower. There's no way. 90.
There's a fair few. There are 5 under 100,000 right now.
Jesus Christ, 90,000.
Yeah, 88.
Okay. Damn.
It's a really cool one as well. It's like a white and black one with black wheels.
Nice. No, I've seen some cooler color Alpines recently. There's like an orange one that I saw. That looked quite nice.
Which is a base model color.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Orange, blue, white, and black.
Yeah.
And then you get like a baby blue.
But yeah, there you go. The Alpine A110, I still like it. I'm still gonna buy a thing, but what worries me
Buy
now...
a base model. Buy a base model over this, please.
What really worries me, though, is that, like, now that it's kind of confirmed that the next one next year's is gonna be the A110 EV, the A110's gonna go up in value, surely.
No one cares for these. No one cares.
Do you reckon the base A110 doesn't go up in value? Okay, good. 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 Good.
I mean, they're hovering right around the 30s at the minute with no miles on.
Yeah, yeah. It's
I mean, I've seen them sell below 30.
Yeah.
One sold for 29.8 with 60,000 miles on. Like, people don't want them.
Which is good, because it means I can manage to get one. And then everyone's going to love them. Everyone's going to be like, we were wrong about the A110. Oh, it's so cool, actually. We decided. We actually think it's really
Depends
cool.
if they do good marketing, to
Yeah.
be fair, actually. Because if this does beat the GT4 RS around the Nürburgring, and they do good promo...
And then switch it to EV. Everyone's going to be like, well, we don't want the EV one. I want the first one.
I guess, yeah.
Exactly,
yeah.
There you go, there's the thinking. Because that's what I was thinking as well. I was like, if the market, in a weird way...
They're like Lamborghini Aventador wheels, but grey.
Yeah, sure, no, I guess I see that. The thing is, in a weird way, I feel like if they marketed the EV one amazingly, it would do really good for the petrol one sales, if anything, right? Because it would be like, oh, Alpine, oh, that EV one's cool. Do they have a petrol? Oh, they do. Okay, I'm gonna go buy the petrol one.
I wonder how much. Bets now what the EV one is gonna weigh.
Oh god. Well, it can't be Xiaomi car. It can't be 2 tons. I don't know, 1.5. Is that a
good bet? To be fair,
is that a reasonable estimate? I'm gonna say it on 1.5
yeah.
because I don't really know what kind of weight cars are at. Honestly, I've got no frame of reference.
The Arc weighs 1,080 kilos.
So Alpine are doing this. And then they're doing the A290, which was cool until it's now the market version. And you don't know how many people are going to buy that.
I do. It's going to be double digits, but yeah.
The A290, it's... Well, the thing is, Alpine is kind of in the position, with that car specifically, because I don't think that the other ones they're making... Oh no, maybe they will be just rebadged.
Chief Exec woke up and looked at Auto Trader for the Abarth 500e and is now sweating.
That's what I'm thinking, right? Because, like, Alpine, what I was literally just about to say is I was going to say Alpine is the Abarth for Renault, right? And you just said that Abarth's out the door. So it's a bit of a rough timing on that one. The Alpine, I do think are really plummeting now. Potentially. They're pretty self-conscious, not self-conscious. They're self-aware about it, right? They're like, okay, we need to sell cars. They've said that, like, hey, we need to...
Yeah, but...
And thus they're releasing yearly slop now. SUVs, crossovers.
Imagine how much more cars they would sell.
Yeah.
Right? If they just made the A110 cheap.
Well, yeah, no, yeah.
Imagine they got it 35,000 out the door.
Yeah.
They made a 2-seat like this. They made a longer 4-seater sedan. Like, they done, like, the Renault Sport stuff. Like, you had the base model that was, like, a 4-door, 4-seater sedan. Yeah. And then as you went up the trims, it got more closer to what this is, like a 2-seater sports car.
Honestly, all I want from Alpine is, and clearly it's what worked for the A110. That too. But, like, make more, like, revamps. Because the A110 is a pretty great revamp of the old A110.
Built for UK roads by the looks of it. What have you got on screen now?
It's one of the ones that they've stolen a name from for their new car.
M25 machine over there.
Exactly. But the A310? A310, I think.
To be fair, it's the Renault Alpine. It's the Renault version.
Oh, well, yeah, Alpine still, alright? So, yeah, make this thing as, like, a heritage model or whatever. Make what is that? That is not an Alpine.
It wouldn't sell any units.
Not if they made it look good. Think about if they made it look good.
But then, to make it look good, they'd have to charge.
Look how cool that looks. Look, heritage. Heritage model. Whoa. Yeah. See, how
no
depressing.
one bought the A110.
Pardon?
But no one bought the A110.
Ah, true. But looking at this, how depressing is it, right? That, like, this, right? It's got the Alpine lights, and then Alpine did the same thing, right? How depressing is it? Is that is now just gonna be like a cyber futuristic line
The issue is you have to see it from their perspective.
Yeah.
They've tried to convince shareholders for as long since 2018 this car will sell.
Yeah.
Like on paper, it's basically the Porsche Cayman.
Mm.
But because it's French, no one buys it.
Look, Alpine A5 though.
And the shareholders have just gone to the point where why do you have a Renault 5?
It's the Alpine A5. What do you mean?
Brilliant, yeah.
That's the Alpine A5.
But the shareholders have gotten to the point where the only thing different between this and the Cayman is this is unique.
Yeah.
Like that is the only on paper difference.
Yeah, truly.
So you got to think it from their point of view. They're like, we have to get this car to sell to stay in business. What do we do? Make it look like any other sports car.
It's gonna be a very fascinating fall off to see. Potential fall off when Alpine are making sedans and SUVs. Hopefully, though, they remain essentially the Abarth to Fiat, and Fiat's pretty stinky.
I didn't realize the A110 sold this poorly.
Oh.
How many A110s do you think they have sold in the UK since 2018?
Oh, 1,000?
Half it, and you're close.
Oh,
480.
Oh God! Oh no! That's ooh.
Since 2018.
Yeah. No
6
one wants
years.
this car. I love
Less than 100 a year.
You know what? I'm glad I'm contrarian here. Clearly, I love this car. I think it's great. I think it should have sold, but they clearly didn't. Look at this.
How are they still a business?
Look at this good-looking one though. Well, the F1 company, the F1 team.
F1 loses money.
Well, yeah, no, yeah. Well,
I think Renault want to sell the team.
Oh
so.
yeah, no, I guess. Well, I guess it must have done good in Europe. Plus, then the promise of, and don't worry, we'll make sedans and SUVs and crossovers and the like.
Can't sell promises.
Sure, but, you know, I think it might just make sense for Renault, right? Because Renault probably push out their, like, sports models of their cars, right? This is just having your own Abarth, right? It's having your own, okay, we make
imagine if Fiat had a Abarth without Stellantis to bankroll it.
No, that's it.
They would have killed it like the second they could have.
Well, I guess Renault is a company that can bankroll it themselves, right?
Can they?
Sure, Renault sell cars, right? I think I see Renaults.
When was the last time you saw a Renault in the top 10 car sales in the UK?
Do I see many Renaults? Do they sell in America?
No, not America.
Sell?
Europe only.
Oh, they sell.
Apart from
they
the
sell
Clio
really
and the
well in
Megane.
Europe. I swear they sell really, really well in Europe. I swear.
Yeah, but Vauxhall couldn't afford to have a separate brand.
Yeah. Well, I guess we'll see.
And they have Stellantis and GM.
So I guess we'll see. And what do we even call the manner of killing for this one? What is the direction of potential killing? What's the murder weapon? What's the method of what's the charge? What's the crime? Like
Overcharging.
Ooh.
Instead of 55, if it was $49.99 out the door, these would have sold at least double, at least.
Yeah.
But it's too close to a Cayman.
Yeah.
Like, from the average person's perspective, yeah, probably similarly spec'd to a Cayman. Probably similarly as capable.
Mm.
But at the end of the day, you don't have a Porsche badge on the steering wheel.
Yeah. And you know
you
what?
You can't get these in manual. Not selling these in manual as well killed them.
Yeah.
Because why would you buy a sports car that's only ever available in automatic?
No, that's and the paddles. Paddles.
Yeah, but that's because they used the wrong generation of Megane engine. They used the Cup 300, which was only available in 7-speed DCT.
Yeah.
If they used the generation before, the 280 that you could have gotten in a manual, 20 less horsepower, sure, but you could have had a 6-speed. People would have loved that.
Yeah.
Limited slip 6-speed as well, mechanical limited slip.
So to be fair, hey, looking at this stuff, right? So from the guys at Motor Trend from 2012, Renault and Caterham team up to revive the Alpine sports brand. So
2012. They must have shot all their designers after 2012 because that looks like the Alpine's coming out today.
Yeah. No, it really does. It really does. But yeah, clearly, I think someone at Renault is just passionate about Alpine. Like, I think Alpine could be pretty cool for Renault, right? If they did it well. Like the RS01, right? They don't sell the RS01 as an actual car, do they? The race car?
They should have. They killed
the
right? Renault Sport brand is the thing. So.
Exactly, that's what I mean. Renault Sport, exactly, there you go. They killed the Renault Sport brand. And I think this is good for Renault in the way where the Renault Sport brand will just be Alpine now. You know, you'll get...
That's what it is, but that's what it's going to turn into.
Yeah.
Like, they sell Renault Clio Alpines now.
Yeah.
They're just base model Clios with an Alpine badge slapped on the side.
But like the RS01, right? The Renault sports car. This thing as like a road goable, fucking sporty looking whatever, without the race car is about it, right?
If they could afford it, they would have.
Yeah. As in Renault would have.
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose. Imagine.
You got to think they have no one bankrolling.
Yeah.
Renault has to fork up the money for this themselves.
Who owns Renault?
No one.
Oh, damn. Okay, yeah. Huh.
They have a partnership with Nissan.
Yeah.
But that's about it.
So I guess Renault just wanna have fun, and no one lets them. They had to kill Renault Sport, and I think they're trying again with Alpine here. And
these silver are like the ones on the.
What's that?
These wheels, but silver, are like exactly like the ones on the.
Yeah, I don't see silver that much. All right, I'm not backing silver that much.
But take these wheels and make them silver. Like they are what is on the new A110.
Oh yeah, no, I suppose so. Yeah. And that's what I mean. Renault Sport is just becoming A110 again. The worst thing about it then for me again is that terrible facelift. If it was this, but they made the lights a bit more normal, keep the like Peugeot light thing, but make the lights a bit more normal, and then whack the Alpine lights on the front, so it has the 2 dot lights as well, and then boom, just this but the road. Like, it looks road legal and everything. Not like this, but it looks like it could be if you get rid of the splitters and the skirts and the...
Money.
Oh, well...
You gotta bear in mind, they part spin the A110 to the moon and back to try and get that into production.
Even cars that like
it uses the Megane engine, the Megane gearbox. It uses the Megane front subframe flipped on the rear.
The thing is, there's a handful of cars that could be really cool if they like really sported them out, but it would be with the bad facelift. This smaller lights, Alpine dot lights, and then like trimmed.
Right, hear me out. Right,
okay.
Rear wheel drive, like mid-engine rear wheel drive Twingo.
Exactly.
With the A110 powered
like,
down. You're a rocket ship. It's
just the issue is that they're going so ugly. And then, yeah, they'd overcharge. But I guess that's where we are. Especially in this goddamn economy. Who wants to goddamn buy anything?
I forgot they made a 2016 RS with a spoiler.
There you go. Again, also, in this bloody economy as well. Because who the hell wants to buy anything that's not a base model in this economy? You just need something that works. So you can go buy your £50.
That's precisely why Alpine is selling expensive SUVs.
Yes, let's go. And already a long one, but we'll jump cut to when we do. But you will see me and Josh a day apart from right now filming the final episodes of the Stick Drift podcast. Oh no. Of the Talk Show podcast.
Close enough.
It was gonna happen. It was gonna happen.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. We forgot to film. We forgot to film the gaming and the motorsports segment. Hey, double segment next week in a bit.